I'll never just
gonna
call it
first
just
right,
up there.
and then you have to optional
It's a
rebuy to get in. You can do it until you're in the money. So there'll be kind of two spots where you decide if you want to buy back in or not. The 20K blinds may be low, they may not be. So you may be close to the money or not.
Rivered it again.
Ideal scenario when
She folds and
As far as the price, well, it'll depend on the bounties and if people use their extra lot. So
When does that series start?
this weekend,
$7.
$7.
Yeah, but that's kind
I'm gonna play.
kind of
Schedule.
I mean, no.
I play 10 of spades.
How many times is Chaz gonna get aces on this stream?
Who's running that hybrid style tournament? Which one's that? It's a
That's a pretty good starting hand, right?
It's okay.
He doesn't need all
I mean,
that.
Jack Nine's just as good, right? Oh, this isn't short deck. Never mind.
If you make the money, then you
And Allen with the King 10 of clubs.
you back 100 chips.
Oof,
Check, check.
that's too much.
It's like some new satellite.
He's gotta
I think
check
it's-
it.
I think it's a satellite seed into the 10K.
Checks around.
I think it's the 10K.
Maybe the nine's gonna bet. No, she's not getting trapped.
Got a good shot for Holly.
80, like having a chip mark. Yeah. Before actually having a mark.
He bets on the
I mean-
six, but he's got a set of aces.
Nah, that's gonna be it.
A jack on the river, or a nine.
I mean, that would just be mean.
Oh well, let's see.
I'm not one of those guys. Nah, I don't. Only at
Does she lead out?
Yes.
2%. That's all it is, really.
On the other side.
Can he make it
Okay, I know you're
400?
busy.
He probably can't get called for much more than that.
We still need to do the basketball.
It's only another 275.
Oh, she's gonna insta-muck.
He does make it heavy.
Is she thinking about doing something here?
It's hard to pick up that load, man. That's heavy.
She's thinking about repping a deuce because he has.
I think she might just call.
Why are there only
Look.
2 cards showing here? That's weird. Why are there only 2 cards from the board?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I knew she'd call, thinking he's bluffing, but
That's it.
that dude gets a lot of aces.
And with that, that takes his chip stack over 7.4K.
That's all.
My 10.
He started with $200, so he's doing well.
Yeah, it's a good run up.
That was good?
Yeah. You top set. You bet flop. I called. I turned trips. You check. I check.
Uh-oh, Tony's gonna... I think he should just call.
That hand was sick
There you
the other
go.
day when you got worried.
Hopefully he'll flop a 5 and then go from there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the live stream?
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Drew's folding for sure.
There was one other hand I played that's probably been viewed more than that, but that's probably the second most ever been asked about.
Yeah.
And bowling kings.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I misheard the stack.
50.
10K, and he had 15.
Who's that
Now
from?
he's
Alan,
looking inside.
Alan.
It went,
It was somebody else.
I 3-bet to 1100, he 4-bet.
Oh, pocket nines.
Shit.
Versus 6-8 versus 5. They all have each other's cards to make straight.
So I'm sure in his mind he's like, wow, maybe he's actually giving me out full.
Oh,
A set of
I mean, I
5s.
had to run through
I
stuff.
told you. I mean, Landon just told a really great story. Chaz with the queen jack.
These guys are gambling. This is $500 in there. Some of these guys haven't looked at all.
2-3, the dirty diaper takes down $2,300.
Everyone is stunned.
$2,300.
You just saw it?
My name is Drew, and we have Rude.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Drew, good to have you here. Good to have you back in the booth.
Good to be back. Or actually, this is my first time in the booth.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is cool.
Normally, JT and I are doing the holding down the booth commentary, but as you can see in seat one, there's our man JT right there. So Drew is going to show us how it's done back here.
Well, tonight, everyone, we actually had a couple of difficulties to start the stream here, and we are not able to read the cards right now, but you're very, very lucky. We're very lucky because Rudy and I are ready to really talk tournament strategy, and this actually reminds me of old school EPT episodes. If you would remember when they did their live streams, they would not show the cards. Yeah, and you kind of had to guess what people were doing.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. This is a little different. So our sensors are not communicating with our software, right? We don't know exactly what's going on, but anyway, the tournament structure that we've got going now is a single table tournament. PKO. PKO stands for Progressive Knockout. So you'll notice that there are tournament chips in front of each player, and there are red chips. Red chips are $5 each. Every time somebody gets knocked out, the person who's knocked out will claim those chips. The knocked out person. He's going to hand over his chips. There's $40. Half of them will go right into his pocket, into the person who knocked him out, and the other half will go on top of his stack. So his stack, his bounty is going to be progressively increasing with each bounty he claims. Is that clear? So we're starting off at blind levels 100, 100 with a 100 chip ante. The flop or the board for the first hand is 5, 10, deuce, 4.
Tony, stay on your phone.
2 spades on there. Looks like we're down to heads up. Mike and JT.
You're good. I'm just messing
JT is the C1. You see him leading out on the queen of hearts. Leads out for looks like about 2,500, 2,100.
Dad, I had you bold. I had 10-4.
And Mike's gonna lay it down.
No, he doesn't. Just to win again. Just to win.
JT. We're gonna see his hand.
It's a beautiful hand,
It is
right?
placed there in the
It's a
center.
beautiful hand. I expect nothing less from JT. All right?
We just can't see it yet. We need to change our camera angle. Camera view, please. Overhead.
Beautiful start, Mike. What are you doing? How you
We
doing?
don't know what it is. It's probably going to be a pair of tens. I'm going to say maybe Jack 10 or something.
Yeah. Ace is full.
You are
So
the
we'll get
worst.
that.
Like, what are you doing?
So that's
Can you
first,
play
first
with
hand
us
goes
a
to
little longer
JT.
than, like 5 minutes?
No, he can be alright.
Yeah, I know it's weird having it at these levels.
All right. Rudy, what I miss?
We didn't get a shot, a view of JT's hand, but it did get down to heads up between JT and Mike. And JT took down the first hand.
Gotcha. Yeah, so basically, we have to show one hand at the end. Players can show as they please.
the reason it's important for us to know what the winning hand actually is, because when we're tracking the chips, each hand has to be assigned to a winner in the software. Otherwise, everything will the chip counts will get all messed up.
Yeah, so this is a different type of tournament. I don't know how much Rude has told you yet.
I described the PKO aspect of it.
Gotcha, okay. So we have the PKO element here with these players, and they get 3 lives in total. So their first entry, when they buy their chips, they get 20,000 chips, plus they get 40 in red chips. You can see it on the table there.
It's you, isn't it?
And they get an optional 2 lives. You can see the unicorns actually is what we're using tonight for their extra lives.
Love it.
Yep, and it's nine players. Top 3 are going to pay. And with the PKO structure, you're really incentivized to go after bounties.
Tank real hard and see what he's got.
Yeah, they're going to take that money immediately right into their pocket. Half of that bounty goes right in the pocket.
Exactly, and with the extra lives, it's like if people could just continuously re-enter into this tournament, it kind of changes the way it feels. It doesn't give a feel for like a level ground.
Looks like we've got an all-in.
No chop.
Tony in seat
What a
9 is going
river.
all-in.
Wow, what a river. We got ace jack? You got ace jack, don't you?
I got ace-7 beat.
And he's called.
Barely.
Mike,
Yeah. Well, not
Mike
at the
the
river,
Beard.
yeah, but before that, yeah.
I see an
He had
ace.
ace-7 chopped before that.
Well, that didn't take long. Oh, I'm sorry.
And we should
How about
see
we
both
also
hands
deal with the
here
fishing
in
hand
just a
tonight?
second.
That's
So we're
my
counting out the chips to see
My hand.
who
That's
is
not the
at risk.
fishiest hand of the night. No,
Mike
because
has ace-7.
No,
so
because
Mike
he won.
has
He won. He
pair,
had it from
actually.
start to finish. He had it from start to finish. He had it.
Disgusting.
There's no way.
And, going to win a big pot here from Tony.
Oh, Tony had a better ace, but he
That
didn't
is- that really
match his kicker.
Yeah, we got
All right,
some
there we
bounty
go.
hanging
All
out.
right, we're going to tune into the
Yeah,
action here.
$500.
Everyone,
see
thanks
that? Oh, yeah,
for
200.
hanging with us in the
There you go.
chat. Like I said,
No, it's
UPT
an
style
There's an Annie.
live stream
How about it?
tonight with this new format.
Don't be
Melee
sorry.
tournament
Just don't be a fish.
with the
Don't
PKO
be
element
sorry.
and
Don't be
the
sorry.
additional lives.
After that hand, I swear I was not going anywhere.
But in the players for tonight, I'm just kind of go around the table really quickly. I mentioned JT in seat 1 with the white hat. Brandon Packard is in seat 2.
Oh shit!
Some
What about
people know
Pocket
him as
Kings?
poker athlete.
What about Pocket Kings?
Yeah.
Pocket
John
Aces?
George is in seat
What
3.
about the infamous do 7?
To his left is Charity.
Pocket 7 is trash.
Charity
If you
Starrett.
get there with Pocket 7, it's trash.
You were trying to get me
We've
off
got
the chop.
John Grant,
Chop, of course.
JG there in seat 5.
Little did I know.
Mike Farhani, he's one of our dealers. Actually, John Grunt is a dealer here as well. Holly, Hurricane Holly played on our stream a couple of nights ago. That's Holly with the sunglasses there, seat 7.
All in.
And then we've got a new player, Zach. Zach is an 8, and Tony Toronto. Tony Toronto, great name.
Yeah, Tony
Is seat
Toronto.
9. He's actually from Canada.
Yeah, that's great. He's
Unicorn's
down
gonna
here
fight
visiting
that.
from the Niagara Falls, Canada area. He was.
Oh, Tony Tilt is what he's going by
He's
tonight.
going by
Huh?
Tony Tilt tonight. Yep. He came down here. His sister wanted to come visit Texas.
They look like a rain.
And yeah, he just ended up coming with, and then she's actually back in Canada, and he decided to stay here. He was loving the
She's
games
oh
around us.
no.
Yeah, we've got another all-in. Tony's in again. It's too bad things are starting off so slowly tonight, huh?
I know.
3 hands, and we've had 4 all-ins.
Is that my screen?
So
So this is all pre-flop, huh, Drew?
Yeah, it looks like we got a flip, or we got a 4-5 suited versus an ace jack of
God, I wish I'd have
hearts.
called now.
It does look like a 5 there. 4-5, interesting.
Oh,
Shocking. Shocking.
Holly's got
come on
some
now.
Broadway cards.
Come on, let's go.
Yep.
Don't sweat out.
This is a
What's
tough
sweat
angle
card?
for
I don't know what a sweat card.
Yeah.
King.
It's a king. How about a king?
Suited versus the ace king.
There we go.
Yeah, no second.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
open-ended for Tony. I'm assuming
That's
that's
my
Tony's
card.
hand.
Yeah, it's live in. It's live in.
Okay, cool.
Oh wait, it's literally live.
Paired is 4.
Boom.
Yeah, literally
Yeah.
live.
I rivered a
Look at
gut
that.
shot.
I honestly would have taken
One more
the
card.
4-5 suited.
One more card.
On the flop?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, even pre-flop. I don't mind.
Pre-flop?
Yeah, I think Tony lost that. Yeah, Tony
I
lost
wanna
that
take
big
it
pot
Look,
initially,
that was
and
literally 2
then
seconds.
he got it in short stacked. Everyone to gamble there. I don't blame him with the 4-5 suit. You're gonna get
Yeah.
called by
Right.
hands like ace king, ace queen.
Oh yeah.
A bunch of high cards are going to be hands
And he needs a
primarily
little
that you're calling
unicorn
it all in
again.
with. So when the board comes low with the 4-5 suited, you still have a chance. Even,
Yeah, you got a great
Apparently
chance.
you
It's
got
just, you just can't always count on the board coming low.
yeah,
They
exactly.
say it.
I mean, if you go all in with aces and you see me flip over 4-5 suited, you better.
I'm
be
gonna
ready.
run. I'm in trouble, huh?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
owe him a unicorn.
All
Give me
right,
the-
so
give him the
Tony.
All I gotta give you-
So Tony looks like Tony had the ace king. So he's rebuying. You'll see he just
First rebuy of the night.
tossed
Am I
out his
supposed to just not
unicorn.
look at this TV?
So that's one of
I'm gonna-
his lives.
Those aren't
No.
That's true.
So Tony's now down to 1
You're right.
life.
And
Okay,
Holly
that's fine. That works.
has his bounty.
There's no need
So
for that
she's
big of a
got-
play then. Yeah.
She got $40. $20 goes right in her
No,
pocket,
she just puts
and the
you
other
on
20 is on top of her stack.
Yep, exactly. So
Oh,
I mean,
now,
just wanted to win a
if
fucking
someone
bounty.
goes
She
after
put herself
Holly,
on.
then they are going to have a
I
shot
should've been
at
in
a
there.
$60
I'm gonna put at least
bounty. Progressive bounty.
Yeah.
Of course, they put half that off the table immediately.
You gave it the whole
And they're bounty goes. So it's really fun. We played a test game of this first to see if it was a fun tournament,
Yep.
if the players liked it, and if we thought it could be fun to stream. And while playing it, it's really interesting going after big bounties. And then because people are going to be playing a wider variety of hands.
It definitely changes the dynamic of the tournament structure or tournament strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the bounties, the introduction of the cash, so to speak.
100%, 100%.
Yeah, it does loosen things up a little bit, like you said, trying to snag a bounty.
She was gonna stack off.
So the starting blinds, first level here is 100, 100 with a 100 big blind ante. JT has raised to 700 here in the hijack.
He's got cards in his hand.
And then we had a call and a cutoff from Poker Athlete and a 3-bet from Little John in seat 5.
That's a sizable 3-bet, wouldn't you agree?
Definitely, I mean,
3K.
it's already 3K at the 100 level.
I gotta
So
show this.
it's a nice squeeze. I would anticipate a lot of players here when they put up that big size and they're going to have hands like
Anything
an
wants to
ace
be in there with
king,
anything,
ace
so-
queen, a jacks, maybe even a tens.
Alright, the nittiest
hand
guy
up.
at the table
Oh,
wants to raise it up.
he's got queens.
Queens.
Yep, you're right on track. Yep.
So basically,
He's saying I'm not gonna fold.
Yeah,
Get out of my pot.
He's saying he's not going to fold, but there's also a variety of other hands. I think
thought for sure
players
he's
will make some
calling.
big raises there to
Queen, like,
hopefully just
five.
end the hand pre-flop.
Exactly.
No,
Right.
I'm not.
Okay, waiter.
I'm never gonna know.
So that's
I'm
nice
never
with
gonna
the
know.
bigger raise from JT and the call from Poker Athlete.
I
There was just a
figured-
ton of dead money out there. So
I figured
I
you
mean,
just want to.
honestly, as this game progresses, I wouldn't be surprised to see an ace-5 suited there later, or a king-queen offsuit just attacking the dead money.
Fold.
Right.
Yeah.
That's such a big raise, though. So it would be interesting to see what they do, what cards they do use
Yeah,
in
right.
that situation.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So John George in C3 actually played the test game with us, and he ended up winning it. So he's an unofficial returning Melee champion.
Yeah, he bugs me. He knocked me out. I had
yeah,
a
you
great
went
I had a great stack going in there, and he got lucky.
Yeah, he went out there. I forgot about that.
I forgot how mad I was about that until you just mentioned that.
So John George here raises in the cutoff to 300 and gets called by the small blind and big blind. Now, without being able to see the cards, how do you know what's going on? And I'll tell you that when it folds to me in the cutoff, I already know the range of hands, the type of hands I'm going to be raising from there. And it's going to be a lot more than I would under the gun. So we're assuming he could have a wider range here.
Sure.
That is really bad.
And it's such a small raise. It's just a min raise. There's already 300 in their pre-flop, right? It made it. John made it 300, and then the other guys it's nothing for them to call.
Yeah, it's
To the flop.
still early. You know, a lot of deep stack play in this tournament.
673, Drew. Whose board? Who does that favor?
I would say
The
that's
pre-flop aggressor?
yeah. I would
Really?
def-
Not the 673?
Yeah, 673. I would definitely say that it would favor the pre-flop aggressor, John George here, because Little John actually called in the small blind, so you have to be tighter there. People are not going to be calling the connectors too much.
Oh my! Oh, we got
Typically,
two in the
but
block.
John
Doing the
George in
best.
late position can be raising, like I said,
Wider.
Making someone proud.
wide variety of hands, and it looks like
Queen
he
9
is
is, looks like it came from over by John
Little John.
G.
in C5.
Little John.
Yeah, Little John in C5 bluffed his way out of
He
that.
was in
and
the
showed it.
blind.
He showed the bluff too.
Yeah.
So what's nice about that too, and within this game, I think it shows that he understands the value of creating an aggressive image in this type of game.
I just have a.
So I really like that, and he snap showed it too. So you know
Sorry,
he's
John.
thinking about the strategy.
Nothing against John, man.
And that's information for John. Like, is he going to adjust later? There's going to be a big spot
Oh,
when
betting, yeah.
uh,
I thought you had
Little John in
10
C5
Playing
goes
10
all in, and you're going to remember he showed the Queen 9 offsuit
Right.
in that situation.
He called him pretty light, didn't he, on the flop?
Yep.
Was it 673 or something?
673. So basically, Little John in the small blind called with two overs,
Two overs.
and some backdoor straight draw. For a small bet sizing, I don't mind it, especially if you're going to be bluffing on later streets. So I would say C5 here. Little John is one to watch out for. Looks like he's going to mix it up.
You got Poker Athlete coming in for a raise in the middle position. Makes it 400. Charity and Holly both call. Holly's got some extra chips to play with. The flop
Tony
is out.
Tilt. Tony Tilt.
I shouldn't have put my screen
Is
name.
that an ace in the middle? It is.
Now it's for real.
Ace 10 3 2 clubs.
Next level.
Holly's first. She checks. I think that's a bet in front of Brandon. It looks like a 500.
Holly call.
Yeah.
Yep, so he continues for 500, which is going to be a pretty normal play on this ace-high flop versus two players who have just called. And we just get one call here. Holly's continued in the big blind. Holly could have a wide variety of hands here.
There are two flush draws now on the turn.
All right, and it looks like
Well,
on
they
the
plug him in
turn
at the
there,
end.
Poker
They plug in
Athlete
the
bet
only cards on
1,000,
the hand.
and
Oh, they plug those
Hurricane
in.
Holly
Those
has
ones they plug
called.
in, yeah.
So
The board-
not a
the board
huge
is
bet
just-
relative to the size of the pot.
I'm sure
1,000 into 2,400. Less
Yeah,
than
I've seen it in the chat already.
front door
Like, what about
flush
the art?
gets there.
Yeah.
everyone's on 10 hard.
Nice hand.
Is Holly tilting too?
Huh?
Tilting
Queen
Holly?
10 for two pair. Holly.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Holly. Yeah. There you go.
Brandon, I'm gonna give Brandon
Because I
the
wondered.
probably had an ace. Maybe yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah,
pay a
Brandon could have
blind
got
to the
unlucky
board.
with the one pair ace there. It
Yeah.
would have had to have been a weaker ace.
Right, I agree.
Didn't even
He
get around.
didn't bet the river.
You have a VPIP
and
of
I'm sure
0%
Holly
and
was
you got
ready
knocked out.
to check call there. She improved with the two pair.
It's got me at the bottom. I have to win a pot just to get off the bottom.
So far, pretty normal play. I see Holly calling with
went
Queen
to
10.
Little John.
Of course,
After
you have a
you
pair on
called
the
my
flop.
bet,
You
I
got to
went
call a
to
bet.
the
A relatively not a huge bet on the turn there, so easy continue again for her, and then she improves on the river to two pair, and Poker Athlete decides to give it up.
100.
Fold his hand.
Right,
you have an
right.
ace?
No, he had king 10.
Yeah, King 10, yeah.
Okay.
We're 1-2 now?
So I see a question in the chat here. What's the buy-in and how does the lives work? So basically, tonight's game is a $100 buy-in with two additional
Oh.
revivals. All right, so the little unicorns that you see in front of our
Alright, 1-2
players
now.
are their optional chances at buying back into this tournament, and they can do it at any point until we are in the money. So the other players have to take this into consideration that if somebody's all in the situation, they have additional lives, they can still buy back in, and potentially
Oh, yeah.
they
Yeah, I
won't be
saw that.
bluffing in a situation where they're all in and they don't have any lives. So that
No,
is
not
definitely
lives.
something for the players to
Good to see
consider.
my raise.
And they do not
So watch what you say, Brendan.
pre-buy their lives.
Crazy.
It's optional for them. So if somebody busts out here, then
need to get
they
better
will
about that
hand
too.
in one of their lives, $100. They will get a
Because I
fresh
think when
20K
you're in
stack,
Vegas and you're on
and then they'll get a
those
new
big
bounty.
tournaments and stuff, you have, don't they have it where you're
489 semi-coordinated board.
Isn't that a part of it?
Rainbow.
You know?
4 to the
Never been
flop.
Depends what language you're talking about.
Well,
You're
bad
probably
language.
allowed to.
Bad
Got a
language.
bet from Mike. It's like 1,500.
Yep.
You probably can occasionally,
Ollie's in there again.
if you were saying something, racist.
Oh,
those kind of
right,
things.
right. Yeah, that kind of stuff they penalize.
I mean, they're gonna penalize you for saying that even after.
Now we got the pre-flop
Right.
raiser here. John raised 489. He completely missed, so he lets go.
I don't know. I'm kind of glad.
And with Mike betting after being checked to on this board, he really could have a wide variety of hands. But Hurricane Holly to call with one player behind after calling pre-flop in the small blind, she is a lot of the time here going to have
Yeah.
You
some
got- yeah, you
hands
saw
like
me.
Queen Jack, Jack 10, some straight draws, some ace 8
You ain't
suited,
done
ace
yet,
9
man.
suited.
You ain't fucking done yet. You're not going to Canada yet, bro.
You check around to Mike and he bet again.
I was just a little, that's just a rope
That's
dope.
1,600 in 7.6K.
Pretty small.
About me, 'cause I don't ever win any hands. So that's-
Honestly, with that bet sizing,
You guys are all in the
whatever
dark about it.
Holly called with on the flop, she really should just be calling with on the turn as well.
Who does this board favor?
This board is going to, I would assume, favor Mike more, but Holly's going to have the stronger draws that I think she calls flop with. Again, like a 6-7 suited, a Jack 10 suited, a Queen Jack suited, maybe even some of those hands offsuit.
This is going to be an interesting reveal. It's checked around to Mike every time and he's bet every time. I really feel like this run out would favor Holly, who was just calling
Unicorn down.
out of position, but she's reluctant to call right now.
The way you play, you're
So
gonna.
she must
be-
have
you
the
can't
ace
be
8,
hard
ace 9
time.
suited type of hand.
Wasn't even me in the
Which
hand.
is good,
It
and
was
she's getting a
him.
great
Look
price.
at me.
You see a high card, she might have a King 9, Queen 9 type of suited hand.
Yes, sir. King of Hearts, 3 of Hearts.
I don't understand why you call
Mike.
something.
Are you in the blind?
Hits the straight on the river.
I really don't
Ah,
get
okay.
it. Man. I just don't
And Holly
understand.
floated the flop bet with some backdoor draws and an overcard. Picked up the flush draw.
Picked up the flush draw, yeah.
Yep, can't fold at that point. So I don't fault her for calling those small bets
I
there.
knew he had
The
70.
river bet, though.
She called the river bet.
Yeah, so she must
But
have
it was so
already-
cheap. It was he.
so
I folded
cheap,
pocket
yeah.
ace.
She thought he was just trying to get by on a cheap bluff, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know I folded pocket ace, right?
Interesting play there by Mike.
I mean, maybe an amazing play by Mike, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can get called by King High
What
down
are
the
you
river.
doing?
Like, I'm
Right?
allowed?
How?
I hope so. When you hit the straight, even with your one pair hands.
That's the blind, so it's allowed. It's allowed.
Yeah,
Not a
that was kind of
straddle,
an
yeah.
interesting, a surprising call, I'd say.
I mean, yeah, if he wants to do that. yeah.
So,
Well
yeah.
played, Mike.
The same as just waiting until the cards are dealt and putting 500 out.
And
Materially, it's broken.
so tonight we do not have the whole card showing. We had a technical difficulty with our card reader. So what we're doing tonight, we're going EPT style, no cards, but we got the commentary for you for this new format game. And we're going to walk you through the action. We're going to help you kind of visualize, and I think honestly this is a nice opportunity for some players to try to put yourself in the seats and figure out what your opponent has. What do these players have in this situation?
Oh yeah, you're gonna.
That's
We
my
have a big
action
raise
back.
here from
I
Poker
take my
Athlete,
action back?
and plus
I'm
one
gonna
is
take it back, right.
2,000. Now the blinds are 100, 200, so this is a massive raise. These players are out here. They want to play big
So
pot.
they're straight
and
and high
He's
hands
getting
so
called
far,
in two
right?
He
spots.
got called twice. This is amazing.
far.
It is amazing.
Plus minimum though.
There's already a third a starting stack in the middle.
I know. This is 20K starting stats. We have 2K opening calls. This is a massive pot for this early in the game.
Jack 7-4 rainbow. Charity bets 3K.
Josh,
It's
man.
on calls.
He
The
wants to know
big
why I can't
razor, pre-flop razor, Brandon gets out.
So I'd have to assume Brandon had a couple of nice high cards, ace, king, ace, queen, to raise that big and then just completely miss this board. I'm going to have to fold.
9 of diamonds.
And it looks like we get a pretty quick
So someone, you put some trips. Somebody's got
It's
trips
good
here,
to see
right?
your jack.
check on the turn.
It's
I
not
don't
a jack.
think so. If anyone has it, it's charity.
Oh, still ahead.
Right.
Because it
I
went
was
check
thinking-
so fast on the turn. So John just wouldn't be doing that typically.
Yeah, I didn't think I put Charity on the best hand, and she is raking the pot.
So charity actually rivered a pair of nines on that board. So she took the lead with no pair on the flop. So I like seeing that aggression. Charity's showing she's willing to fight for these pots. And then John must have had a potentially pair of sevens from the flop, a medium-low pair that he connected with. Decided to pot control the turn jack, and then she hit her 9, and she wins the pot. Pretty big pot.
Mm-hmm.
At the 100, 200 level.
Sure was.
I was in the last one. How are you?
Looks like JT's finishing up his dinner. He's probably gonna start getting everyone's chips now.
Like, what is this 3-bet range look like against a blind range?
It's like 7 deuce.
Down to business, as it
7
were.
deuce to aces. That's the 3-bet range.
Everybody fucks off.
600 by Brandon.
200 to call. Brandon tosses out a yellow chip and he announces raise to 600. Charity, with her newfound chips, is going to re-raise it. She's going to 3-bet to 1,500.
Also,
I need service too.
get a waitress, please.
Hey, Jake.
Waitress.
Did you get her beer?
Service. We need service.
Mike Bowles.
Behind me.
What is? Oh yeah, it's been there for a while.
Looks like it folds around here to
Must be trying to
the
bluff
big
She
Mike
blind.
brought
on
it
that
when she brought my suit.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see that.
JT's going to be looking to
Sorry,
get into
thought
hands.
I thought I nudged you. My bad. I tried not to do that
He's
for
out
you.
of position right now.
I'm sorry. I do that to a lot of people.
See
you,
what
JT.
our
Brandon.
initial raiser thinks, huh?
Yeah, Brandon's sizing up 4-bet, it looks like.
Raised to 5,000 by Brandon.
Sure did.
5K. 4 bets of 5,000. Which is a third of his stack, by the way.
Gotta get lucky to beat.
So Charity's in a spot here now, and it looks like she had one of her 3-bet folds hands, and JT snap
You're
calls
waiting
and
for a
king
dealer
play.
change, aren't
Let's
you?
go.
Oh man,
JT,
Or check as well.
He's got a personal vendetta against
Check, check.
10 of clubs.
oh he does.
Yeah, we said rise. Yes, sir.
9, 10,
Yeah, I had
deuce.
yours was right.
7 hearts. Mine was not right.
His was poblano as well.
This board
Turn is
is
a 7.
So I put
this
it in.
turn as well, and this board is definitely going to favor JT's hand.
Yeah,
I
can't eat
agree.
that. I'm sorry.
So Brandon's all in.
I can't eat
JT
it.
snap calls.
The spices in it. I
Like
can't
Brandon
How
was
did you
trapping
get
here.
that? Oh my
And
god.
had, it looks like
Alright,
Brandon might
we're
have
going
aces.
for
JT's got to have a pair and a straight draw. He
JT
might
may
even have
have-
the nuts, because
he may have a
It's an
set.
ultimate sweat.
his board is
The
all over
hardcore
JT's
sweat.
big blind hand range.
He looks pretty pleased with
He was
himself,
like,
too.
Still smile on his face. Like he's
But then
fucking
like
nuts.
that corn and stuff. I don't know. That's not the
Yep,
same
so
stuff.
JT
When I was
makes an
ace.
easy call on the turn, and
So,
poker
yeah,
athlete
Uh,
was
dude,
getting a
I knew
little
you
bit
had it,
tricky on the
because
flop
that's
with the
what I
snap
put
check,
you on.
It doesn't
and
make him feel any
the
better.
result's probably the same, honestly.
make him feel any
If
better.
poker athlete bets that flop with the gut shot,
Jeez.
JT
How does it feel
is
to
in
big
the
gutter on the
turn
turn?
away,
I thought
and
you had aces.
getting
Feels
there.
pretty
My
good.
favorite.
Drew, what do you think about
But
JT's
I'll
call
get it really
pre-flop with the 8-6
No way
suited
that flop
from the
went
small
that
blind?
Well,
Calling a 4-bet.
Yeah, that's
well,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
from
you
the
did.
big blind, I think probably what JT was thinking is,
Oh, you're right. It's a big blind.
yeah, after poker athlete raises,
Four-
Charity made a small
nothing.
raise. He had already called 1,600.
Four
So
bit
when
of
it gets
snap
back to
call,
poker
8K
athlete, he made
versus
it 5,000.
8K. No, it was
The
6
pot
8.
is already, it's another
It's like
3,400.
8,000 out there.
It's honestly, if JT
Y'all-
is thinking
y'all
about
apparently don't
pot
know
odds in that
C1 very
situation, he
well.
has a heartbreak hand with the 8-6 of
Holly,
hearts.
you
And
wanna
even
hear it over there?
if poker athlete
I don't
does
think I've
show
ever
him
played over
aces,
6
I'm not
names,
even
I'm
sure
good
I'm
here.
folding, getting such a good price.
Oh, he was
knowing
golden.
Pre-flop.
You were
Yeah,
golden.
that I have a great chance to
These
bust this
comments
big hand.
Welcome to some Texas poker.
Exactly that happened.
These
And
are
he didn't even have to be
man.
faced with a decision on the flop because he went
8-6
check check.
suited.
And
Let's
guess
go. I
what?
love the
He
connectors.
collects a bounty.
He collects a bounty.
Aces
Our
do
very
it.
first bounty tonight.
No, that's our
goes-
second bounty. Holly got one.
Oh yeah, Holly got
Yeah,
one.
Holly got one earlier.
There, man.
It looks like
Savage
Brandon
Jack.
did decide to use
that we're all in
his
here.
one of his extra lives,
You mean a unicorn?
the unicorns.
Love in the comments. Love in the
Yep, the
comments.
extra lives.
Holly, why are
unicorns.
you in there?
I actually saw
On
some of the
chat.
players
Holly's
swapping
in there.
colors a little bit ago. I was like, okay, I don't blame you.
Is one better than the other? Like, is blue better than the pink?
I mean,
I don't know.
Me sitting there, I might try to get 2 purple ones, to be completely honest.
Really?
Yeah,
No, I think I like a little variation.
Little variation?
Yeah, one of each.
I dig it.
Like John.
Definitely a rounders.
He's got a pink and a purple.
Oh,
He
for
plays
sure.
here.
Balance.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Gosh, I'm so excited though once we get closer and there's only 3 or 4 players left. The dynamics that are going to
hope
come
at
out,
least
the
Rudy's
big bounties that are going to be there.
1200, bro. It's on.
Oh, Brody's just
All right,
like
well,
out
Zach,
for
a new
6-8.
young player. I don't
It's
think I've
standard
played
for
with him
JT,
before.
but it's horrible.
He's in seat 8. He raised initially. He made it 600 to go. Tony tilt,
I'm just kidding.
3 bets on
For
1.2K.
sure, 100%, bro.
Oh, so they like subbed it.
Not a
Oh,
3-bet
96
sizing,
or
but he's
what?
going to typically get a lot of folds. But it looks
Right.
like
Yeah.
Poker Athlete
Oh,
has
did you cut
other
JT off? You too
ideas,
drunk?
and it puts in the 4-bet,
Standard 7, right?
3.5K. He's going for it. He's already used one of his
They're
extra
like,
lives.
oh,
He's on
what a
But so has
beautiful
Tony.
snap
That's
call,
these
8-6.
both these guys in the hand have lost
got
a
your
life
back,
already.
Yep.
We're gonna get
They're
him
down a
100.
unicorn each. Yeah, you see, that's an interesting observation. You said the 3-bet sizing
You know
that
how
Tony
he
used
plays.
was a little, you know, I don't know, maybe a little trepidation as he made that 3-bet. And maybe Brandon seized on that
Not 10 of hearts.
because we see what he had there. He had a 10-9 suited.
Yeah.
Tony showed 10-9.
No, Brandon did. Poker Athlete had 10-9 of hearts.
Nice, nice. Well, from my experience,
You try.
seeing the
went at it.
now that the
So,
fact that he folded
just
to
raise a
Brandon's
3-bet,
re-raise, Poker
and you
Athlete's
decide to
re-raise,
4-bet with
it might have been one of those pop juicer type of raises.
There's a lot of
Hey,
fitness
6,
going on
7
over here.
suited,
Yeah.
6,
I don't
8
know what happened
suited.
to
All right,
Canada,
make it
but,
600, I'll make it
this is happening
1200.
here.
Let's see if I hit, and there'll be a little bit more.
That was his fault.
It's possible he even had something like Queen Jack suited. Just say Queen Jack of spades, and then put Brandon on Ace King or something like that. Laid down. He may have even folded the best hand.
That would
You know?
be, yeah, I mean, the
possible.
raise is definitely pretty strong.
Hey, I'd be tilted
I think
after
a lot of players would not be folding maybe Queen Jack suited. That feels real hard. Even myself thinking about it is like, oh man, I'm 18K
Probably never.
behind. I got to
Probably
call
never
another
did.
2.4. We
Probably
know
not in this
JT
game.
for sure is calling the Queen Jack suited if he had it in that situation.
we're having
He
fun.
did it with the 6-8 suited.
Right.
Oh.
I just love that bluff you pulled, bro.
Oh, the Queen 9? That was value bet, bro. It was value bet.
I do
Yeah.
like seeing
Yeah,
the
10
amount of
Jack.
3-betting going on here.
You guys are trying to open moves.
But not this hand. Charity raises the 1.2.
I know that y'all know me as a nit, so
Hurricane
that's why I got it.
calls.
Just got over that.
I'm little nitty. What's the nickname?
The coordinated flop.
Sure, nitty gritty. We'll go with that.
Check.
This is going to be a board here that is definitely favor the pre-flop caller's range of hands,
Oh, really?
which is going to be Hurricane Holly in this situation.
No idea. He's a bot, bro.
Raise? Raise. 9,000?
And Hurricane Holly coming in with the raise. Charity did try to
6-7 with my
bet
raise, really?
the turn there.
Show the bluff off.
It's like
I know you
just
have a
to
bluff
see
show.
what she's at.
She sprinkled out a little offering of 2,000. Holly raised her and shows
Nice hand, Holly. Nice hand.
the
I see 2 face cards.
yeah. I
Queen
see
Jack.
paint.
You would've lost your ass off.
Oh my gosh!
Bye. Good knowing you, Mike.
So
Turn the
the
nuts.
nuts on the turn.
I'm over here
She
calling out
decided
bluffs
not
as
to
she has
slow
to
play it by
fucking,
just calling,
like, looking
which
bad
I
on
like,
screen.
depending on the player I'm going to be up against. I may just call with the nuts there if I think that they'll be betting the
Yeah.
river a lot of times.
Yeah.
And if I don't think they're going to be betting the
Because I
river a
believe
lot of
that's what you're
times,
doing, John.
then I
believe
think
what you're
I'm going to be raising the turn as
Premium
well.
fold.
Well, the beauty of being in position is that you kind of can see what's happening. You know, she
The statue of
bet in front of
I
you.
actually
You can
really
call,
want
and then
It's actually super cool.
on the river,
I would be
she's
playing
either
my
going to
heart
bet
out
or
for
you're
that
going to bet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
It's a Zen frog, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Holly's
Zen
been
frog.
around. She played.
Melee, anything
bite of
like
it, and
that,
the
it
only
is
thing
kind
that
of just
saved me
like
was I didn't
a
get a jalapeno or something.
physical, like, go after it
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 type
tasted
of.
Yeah.
too strong.
Like a brawl.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, they put pepper jack in the quesadillas, and I didn't know that, and that just about did me in the other way.
No soup for you?
No,
No
soup.
soup for you. No
A
soup for
free
you.
bet from Holly here. Zach,
Good reference.
one of our newer players, has called and gets back to Little John, and he
May
calls
order
as well.
something else.
So the blinds are 200, 300, 300, and these are 15-minute levels.
Uh-oh. Oh, okay.
10-5 deuce. Rainbow flop.
Michael, get your face
I
up.
know, Mike. Bad look.
Checks around. Free turn card.
Thank you, sweetie.
I'm gonna borrow that right after you.
You bet.
3 clubs.
Anybody want to split a ante or an ante?
A what? A what?
An ante?
What the heck's it in?
What the heck's an auntie? Auntie.
Holly leads out for 4,000.
Depends what she looks like.
My mouth said it wrong. Anybody want to
Zach's
split
calling.
an appetizer?
Oh man.
Pretty quick call.
You need
John
food?
has
What do you
at
have, like,
least
what-
call vibes here.
so
He
it's
has something.
the
He's
stuff
seen him
I
fold
can
fairly
eat
quickly
is,
in a couple of the
cheese
other
bites,
situations so
onion
far.
chips, which are really good, or fried
We've got
mushrooms.
a straight draw out there, a flush draw. John is in there as well, so this is a pretty massive pot. We got 20,000
I think I'm
chips.
gonna do the cheese
My
bites.
goodness.
I mean, not the cheese bites.
Going to the
onion
river, we
chips.
have an under the gun open, a plus
So anybody
2
can
3
have
bet,
some if they want
a
some.
plus
I'm happy to
3
share.
call. So these are some relatively
what am
strong
I gonna
hands.
have
I have
with
to
it,
assume that there are at least 2 aces out there with some straight draws, a flush draw and a middling pair
Well, they're side betting.
that we're going
Wonder
to
who's
see
side
at
betting.
showdown.
Yeah, I know.
What? Oh.
Zach's going to go all in.
No, it's side betting.
He's got about 12,000.
Oh, that's
11
sweet.
That's half the pot. Half a pot bet.
And then if you notice there, everybody, John kind of kicked back in his chair. He has a decision. He's going to need a
Nice.
side. But the situation,
He thought about it.
he's all in. I was going to say, he has to think about Holly behind him.
He's, oh,
Nobody knows
looks like
me,
he's
so I'm
good.
not gonna get a vote.
Looks like he made a good call.
Nobody on there would know me.
Let's see. We're going to see the hands here in just a second.
You went all in?
I called his bet.
10,
He went all in and I
2,
called it.
3, 2.
Yes.
Ouch.
Gosh. I'm playing with savage.
Pair of threes. Pair of threes are good.
Pair of threes are good here. So,
So that was just a bluff from Zach.
yep, so
It was
Zach-
it was a good move though. Good idea on his part, right?
Somebody
He had a
said I
half.
got
I mean, it was
JT's
twice. The
why.
pot was huge.
Why not?
Twice what he had in his
Oh,
stack.
why not? My
There's
bad.
Zach's hand, bluffing with the ace, which
Pretty
makes the
strong.
most sense.
Pretty strong.
And John makes a. Now, if there was
No,
not
I
bounties,
want his money.
this would be a much more difficult
No,
call.
that means I don't
but
get your bounty.
As long as John covers Zach, this is a much easier call, especially if he thinks Zach ever bluffs here, because we have bounties in play now.
I want to demand a recount.
John
Like
just
Trump,
took,
like
that
Trump
was
did back
Zach's
in the day,
first
demand a
life, so now
recount. All
Zach's
right.
going to be on his second life as long as he chooses to get back in.
Yeah, he ain't leaving, so
There we go, yeah.
I'm telling you,
we need to get one of his
Yeah.
unicorns.
Yep.
Is it blind?
So his shit
He did rebuy.
are up for grand.
No soup for you
And
either.
John takes a pull of celebratory beer.
What's the blind? 1 or 2?
My game.
2, 3, 3.
Oh, charity.
As John takes his time.
A3 suited.
I'm trying to figure out what blind.
I was suited in hearts, okay? I'm telling you, I'm
What's the blind
mixing it
go?
up.
2, 3, 3. Okay, so I did.
I called a 3 there too. Me Nike. Thank you, brother. As long as you approve, I'm happy.
John 3 and
Uncle Mike approves. Let's go.
Oh, so it wasn't a bounty.
Can I call him Uncle Mike?
Yes.
Okay. I know what I want.
No.
If you're older than me, you cannot call me on.
So
Oh my
you're
God.
interesting
Yes, you are one of the Mike. Yes,
development there. So
you are old.
John won the hand. He beat Zach's bluff, but Zach had him covered by 100 chips. Like one chip, one black chip.
That is funny.
So he's not eliminated. So he did all that work, talking about John, and didn't get paid for it.
That's the worst.
He didn't get the bounty. Somebody's going to get Zach for 100. Someone's going to get his bounty. My goodness. Look at all these. Okay, now this is another interesting dynamic.
Tony, your family
Everybody
can't
has
be
him
watching
covered,
football.
obviously,
Not
right?
easy.
So who wants the bounty most?
Right. Exactly.
Kinda
This
watch
is
my
free
football.
money out there. I mean, half the buy-in is sitting there
It's
for the taking.
Hold on a
It's over
second.
there. It's over there.
Oh, my bad.
You're gonna come back. You're gonna drive out.
Well, they'll get to pocket immediately half of it, so they get 20 of it there because this is Zach's first life.
Right.
So they'll get 20 of their 100 towards the prize pool immediately.
Gonna try to protect
After all that, you decide.
Looks like these players are just calling. And now PKOs are a relatively new tournament.
I know
that not everyone has
Trust
played.
me, I know.
I know Rounders does have a
I know.
4K
That was the
guaranteed
thought
PKO
process too.
tournament on Saturdays here.
I
at the
just
club.
let it go.
But
Let it go.
I've been playing these for a while online, and honestly, if
Yeah?
I was at this table with other players who've been playing PKOs, there would be a big
Raise
a
right
big
now.
raise
Absolutely,
going on.
absolutely.
Yeah, big raise.
That's what my comment was in reference to. Who wants the bounty? It's sitting there for the taking.
Yep, exactly.
He can't even protect it.
100%.
I didn't check that.
And it's funny because
Oh, there it is.
there's-
Mike's staking his claim.
Yep, he's going for it. But you see, because of the bounty, everyone called the 300.
Right.
I can't.
And we
I
have 7
can't not
players to
do
the
that.
flop here.
Well, you got protection. I don't know where you want.
Mike is all in for
I don't know, man.
34K.
Should I be playing
So
this?
everyone
Should I
just
do
gets
it?
out of the way.
And now we're going
What do
to
you
get
got, Mike?
to sweat
4-7?
what they
Gut shot?
have.
Queen
Mike's
what?
gotta have
Queen what, Mike?
King Queen with the Queen of Spades and the King of
Queen.
Hearts.
Oh, wait, no, not
Way
spades.
too much of a
5.
So that's it.
No, not
It's a
spades.
side
5.
pot.
Yeah, Mike's
He's already
got
won.
three chips.
My kids.
My kid had king queen.
Mike's got king queen. He's
Runner. Yeah.
Yes.
Turn up
So
5.
he's got
Let's
9-4. He can get a catch 5 and a 7.
He's being too wild and
Five and a
Texas.
deuce.
Yep. He needs to hit running 2 pair or running straight or running trips.
Sweaters.
Oh,
Come on, 9 ball seat.
There we go.
Another
Good
4.
sweat.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, he got you.
Ace, no good. So Zach is going to be busted out of his first life. He's still got 2 more. And man, that's painful for little John in seat 5.
That's what I mean.
100
He did
chips
all
short.
that, yeah.
We'll split this one. You
He
get
did all the hard
And
work.
he
making
called
that
him
call
down
with the 3.
with
Let's call anybody.
4th pair, 5th pair.
Let's play. Give me a unicorn. He wants to play.
Exactly. And we see Zach.
I was
is
thinking about
using one of
jamming,
his
but I was
extra
like, one
lives,
person's gonna call.
with the one.
I think you were calling, yeah.
and he's going to be back into it. So as
I was
this
like,
tournament
all the
continues
callers
to
pre-flop.
progress,
It's an obvious situation that
it's
if I'm
going to be
jamming,
awesome
I'm
to
doing
see
it.
who's got all the chips.
So it's like
'cause now
one
you can
person's
see
gonna call
everybody
and I
as
do
they
it at
knock them
5-9
out.
off.
There was 46,000
9-8
chips,
suited?
46
You do it?
or 47,000.
9-8 suited, that'd probably be in there doing it.
What I was hoping somebody had a little min raise because I was he was on my left.
So man, you know what? When we get that card reader
Is
fix,
that what you-
everybody, you're going to really enjoy watching how players are playing games during this. I'm
Alright,
personally
Joey,
very, very
Is that 2-3?
excited about this
Oh, sorry, thank
format to play on stream, and I think the players are really going to enjoy it as well.
I don't give a shit. You own J Prime? Polly own J
We've
Prime?
already had now 3 eliminations.
You own J Prime or what?
I need one.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody hanging out with us wherever you might be watching us, whether it is on YouTube,
that's where we did our
Twitch,
anniversary with J Prime.
Facebook,
I want one
Twitter.
of those shirts.
We are going to be doing 3